Back in 2006, I remember feeling frustrated when entering the corporate world, not only due to the high hiring standards for aspiring accountants, but also the very low entry level salaries. One day, while diligently searching through numerous newspaper classified ads for job vacancies, yes, dati classified ads pa talagang ginagamit. So I have tons of classified ads. Unlike now, just, click, click na lang. There are a lot of job opportunities online. So um, I came across an advertisement for call center agents. Immediately, a question arose in my mind. Am I really qualified? Yes, I really doubted myself at that time. Although I was confident in English writing and speaking skills honed through years of tackling accounting problems, written in the language, of course. Wala namang accounting problems na written in Bisaya or in Tagalog, di ba? So I wondered if actually if that would really be sufficient. All right, so I thought of that because my vocabulary and particularly my accent might not be up to par to secure the job. Fortunately, I then spotted an ad stuck on a wall on my way to my boarding house. It advertised a scholarship program for aspiring call center agents, especially focusing on enhancing English language fluency. Uh, this was actually the time na nag-boom talaga ang BPO industry. I mean, it started booming. So, yun nga, ang daming mga pumapasok sa BPO world. So the program lasted for 3 months, and I indeed learned a great deal for a minimal fee of approximately 600 or 700 pesos. I can't remember exactly, but parang ganon. So now more prepared to enter the BPO industry, an advertisement for ESL nonetheless captured my attention. Okay, I think I was on my way home that time, or I was taking a jeepney. So boasting a promising gross salary of 15,000 and a desirable Monday to Friday day shift work schedule. O, diba? So may Saturday, Sunday off ka. I decided to try my luck, and to my surprise, became one of only three fortunate applicants hired on the same day I applied amidst a pool of over 20 candidates. Yes, para more than pa nga eh. Many of whom were graduates from reputable schools. Um, Maganda rin naman yung school ko. I came from University of Mindanao, pero yung iba talaga mas reputable talaga sila here in Manila. Like LaSalle, UST. So marami talaga kami, more than 20. And their communication skills, uh, I would say very impressive talaga. Be honest, I hadn't expected it. Despite the significant progress I made during the scholarship program, my accent remained my greatest challenge. Kasi nga, I came from Mindanao. Siguro that's one reason. Okay, kasi iba talaga. Parang yun nga, basta iba at first. Okay. However, as I continued working at the office-based company, Ildic Elo, I remember my first company. I'm so proud. I steadily developed my teaching skills and my accent gradually improved. Yes. Talagang nag-improve naman kasi they have they have what do you call that? Since it's an office-based, may mga hours na ideal kami. So those hours are used up to conduct trainings. I remember nga yung yung pinaka-accent trainer nila is Bisaya din, like me. But once he he's actually gay. So once he speaks, talagang, you know, makatch talaga yung attention mo because there's no original thick accent na maririnig mo. His accent is really superb. I still remember my office-based co-teachers occasionally laughing when I mispronounced words or when my thick regional accent would naturally resurface. It never bothered or hurt me though, because they were my good friends and they would correct me, and their laughter, while sometimes unavoidable, was something I understood kasi I myself often found humor in my own mistakes. Natatawa din talaga ako. And ano kasi, we had a very strong bond talaga. So napagtatawanan namin yung mga mistake ng isa't isa. Hindi lang naman accent, kahit sa grammar. So, having been in the ESL industry for quite some time now and having transitioned from an office setting to the flexibility of working from home, I'm still not perfect, I would say. My original accent occasionally surfaces even as I speak now. Oh, mga perfectionist dyan. I'm sure kanina pa ninyo napapansin yung mga siguro yung mispronounced words, lalo na sa mga ano, particularly with my, what do you call that? Vowel sounds. Talagang minsan dyan ako nagkakaproblema. But yes, it does not bother me at all, as I know I'm continuously learning and improving. And what truly matters, I earn a decent income from the comfort of my home, enjoying the invaluable opportunity to be with my family and having full control over my schedule. Di ba napaka ano yun? Um, Baka rewarding. You see, there's truly nothing to fear. Those who are Bisaya like me or anyone who feels less competent or confident in using the English language will always have the chance to become an online ESL teacher. Kahit part-time lang, you don't actually need to leave your full-time job. Your valuable full-time job. Valuable, rather. Even those fresh college grads na still awaiting to land a job, pwedeng-pwede to sa inyo kaysa, alam mo, mahabang ideal time na paghihintay. Yes. Siguro ito ang pinakamagandang parang stepping stone or hindi naman sa yung pampalipas oras, but because you're earning naman eh. And some would actually take this job seriously. Marami akong alam, marami akong kakilala na they at first they were applying at an office or sa corporate world but ended working from home as an online teacher because they saw potentials in, of course, sa income, and then yung time, yung work-life balance na sinasabi, 'di ba? But of course, there are also disadvantages, and I'll be, discussing that in my other vlogs. Okay. So, okay. So again, in my next vlog, I'll share my journey into working from home and how aspiring ESL teachers can prepare for this rewarding career path. So, see you guys, and don't forget to like and share this vlog. This could help our aspiring tutors to earn at the comfort of their home. Okay, goodbye.